So Gemini, this is your yearly forecast. There will be 3 rows of 4 cards. 1 card for each month of the year. Yes, we are starting in January. And really start. Now let's see if January comes out after. Alright. First 4 cards, starting with January. You've got a Lovers. A Knight of Swords. Five of Wands. Beautiful. Okay. The cards. January, February, March, and April. Okay. And July, August. 2 of Swords for May. 2 of Pentacles. 4 of Cups for July. And 9 of Cups for the last 4 heading into September. You have the Hermit. You have 8 of Swords. Swords playing a big role here. We have Page of Cups. And then we have Death. Interesting. If you look at the beginning and ending, which I don't usually do, you start out with the Lovers. And you end up with Death in reverse. Now, this beginning and ending. Death usually means closure. You keep ending, when it's reversed, there's still chaos, but nothing's coming to an end yet. It should come to an end, but it's not. And that can be looked at in a totally different way. Is it because you need to work something out? Is there a discussion you need to have? There are many reasons why something does not get closure here. Good intentions, bad intentions. So we'll try to figure this out as we look at the other cards. In the context of your story, though, you do have 2 major arcana here. Lovers, you begin with Lovers, and then you end with Death. There are no other major arcana cards until here in the middle. You have the Hermit in September, where you're alone and you're contemplating things. Now, there's a very strong relationship issue coming through. I can still see money and things like that, but as far as relationships, I'm seeing a lot of push and pull. Like family members, or even a partner, or husband or wife. So, there's some water here, and I think it's very significant. As we get to the second half of the year, you've got the 4 of Cups, this 9 of Cups reversed, and then you have a message of love, the Page of Cups. A page could be a young person, a beginner, an apprentice, or a page could be someone delivering a message. And I feel like this is a message. It could be involving a young person as well, but the dominant impression is that there's going to be a message of love. So, your major arcana, this seems to be pretty straightforward. It's telling me about a relationship where I can live with you, I can't live without you. You are Swords energy, and so I mentioned the Swords a little bit because you have a sword in every part of the year. You've got this Knight of Swords here in February, which is interesting because, as you know, you are an air sign, and swords are representing air. Also, I think it's interesting that you've got this Knight of Swords here. Knight of Swords are very important because the weird thing is that they do represent Gemini. This is the month of February. So for some reason, the significator for Gemini, for some reason, February, it's going to be a very pivotal month for you. The fact that you are showing up, your energy is showing up in February, I feel like this is going to be about you. You're getting what you want. You're tackling challenges head first because it's even night. Swords are representing communication, making decisions. So there's fearlessness. You're getting very bold here because there's some very big things happening in your life. So when you get here to the Two of Swords, this is about a detachment. It could be a disconnect between body and mind, brain and heart. But the Two of Swords is always about inability to make a decision, lack of decisiveness, disagreement between two people. So this can be something that is not necessarily involving another person. I see it more of you needing to make a decision, but you cannot. And that's taking into account some of the other drama going here. So I'll get to that when I finish Swords. The last sword here, again, we get more blindfolds. So this is going to be important because it seems like here in February, you knew where you were going here. You knew the issue that needed to be tackled, what needed to be discussed. But by the time we get to May, you've got this blindfold on with Two Swords. By the time we get to October, you're surrounded by 8 swords and you're still blindfolded. So as I said before, considering that the ending is about unfinished business that should be finished, it feels like you are very indecisive with these blindfolded women. You're very indecisive about moving forward with something, letting someone go perhaps, but they do indicate stalling, pulling back, especially when they use this dominant male figure with the Knight of Swords. You can see he sees clearly, he's got the sword firmly in hand. So when you get to the Two of Swords, you're holding 2 swords now, and you're blindfolded. You're no longer holding just one sword. You're now indecisive. You don't know, you haven't chosen. You've lost your position. You no longer have clarity about what you need to do. So when you get to that 8 of Swords in October, pay attention to what is happening here with your sword energy, your air energy. Now you're not holding any swords. You're blindfolded and your arms you're tied up. You can't use your arms, or so you think. And so you've let all these swords surround you through the course of the year. You're thinking, I can't do anything. I'm completely helpless. I love this person. You know, let them go. You feel like there are things that you just, you can't figure out. You have no easy answers. But the thing is, you can get away from the sword. You can step outside the sword. Your feet can still move. Meaning, you can still make a conscious choice to physically move forward as well as mentally. But your mind and your brain and your heart are disconnected here. Your brain can tell you can move on, you can solve this problem. But because you don't want to let someone go, maybe that decision is a little bit harder than it needs to. So these swords tell me a lot in the context of these endings. You begin with Lovers and you end with Death in reverse. So in this first year, yes, you are in your element here with the significant for Gemini. But then we head into this fiery conflict here with 5 of Wands. So I feel like what's happening here with the Lovers as far as the relationship issues, I feel like there's a lot of conflict because after this 5 of Wands, we have 8 of Wands. And this is usually a big part because it means a surprise and it can mean long distance travel. And perhaps, and let's not neglect that we have a pandemic going on, this could very well be an issue where you do need to travel to see someone, or there could be an emergency that needs to be handled. What I see here in March happening is this crisis that happens out of the blue, and it demands immediate action. It catches you by surprise. This is also called the arrows of love, but I kind of feel like this is tangential to the love relationship here. I feel like this is a separate emergency that you have to handle as far as family business. But whatever it is, it's going to have you trying to put out a fire very, very quickly, and it's going to require last-minute travel or last-minute movement, something last minute. So January, February, March, April. By the time we get to May, that's when you get to that indecision. So whatever happened here with this travel or quick action or sudden surprise, it's putting you in a position where you have to make a decision and you're not sure. It's a tough decision. So tough decisions happening towards the end of April, heading into the summer with May, Memorial Day. So June will find you very busy, for those of you who are having your birthdays. But this means finances. I definitely see this as finances. Sometimes it can mean this physical energy, but you see that infinity symbol. June will find you juggling 2 jobs, juggling money, very busy. Doesn't mean you won't be poor, but I feel like there are going to be some financial and money issues that will pull you away from some of the emotional drama for a second. Something regarding your home, a loan, reimbursement, but there are some money issues that are going to have you busy with paperwork, and definitely for some of you it might mean picking up a second job. I feel like the work and the money is going to be keeping you very busy here in June. In the meantime, someone's pouting, someone's unhappy. This doesn't necessarily have to mean you, but it can definitely mean an emotional disconnect. And this 9 of Cups reversed, this is usually a happy home. You're with the people that you love, you're content, you have everything you need. This is also called the wish card. You're getting what you want, right? But what I'm seeing here is a discontent family, an unhappy home with that 9 of Cups reversed. Someone's not happy here. So here in July with the 4 of Cups, it's telling me some issues that are going to show up here in August. Where your home life might be just a little bit cold. Again, it seems like there are underlying decisions, boundaries that need to be set. Just unfriendliness. And so you're heading into September after all of this emotional turmoil and freezing out. September might find you alone for some reason. Again, maybe you need space from family, you're not breaking up, but you're just taking some time away. And it could be that you are alone and maybe you've lost a loved one and you're trying to figure out a big situation in your life. And you just need to pause for a second. So this Hermit here, it's a good thing because it's giving you some space after all of this drama. When you head into 8 of Swords, as I said, you're putting on the blindfold. It seems like you've lost your clarity throughout the year. And so this Hermit is here to help you out, but it feels like it's very difficult to see things clearly, especially when you are emotionally attached to someone. So when you get this Page of Cups, I get a sense of some of you getting a message, I miss you, and this can be a family member or that relationship. But you are going to get a message in November. November, they're going to be relatives. Maybe it's because it's the holiday season, but people are going to want to reach out to you, and maybe you'll reach out to someone, but there's going to be a lot of emotional amends being made here with that Page of Cups. And so death is avoided for now. Things that seem like they're coming to an end, they stay alive. But I think the challenge for you going into the next year is, yeah, I went through so much with my loved ones. And again, it could be family or a partner. Can we just work this out? Can we get out of this pandemic crisis? Still being a family, still being a couple. So that is the bigger issue for you, Gemini. I feel like you'll be staying financially, you're still going to be above water. But as far as relationships and the fallout from the pandemic in 2020, I feel like you and your loved ones or your partner are going to be having a bit of a struggle. And maybe it is destiny that you guys go separate ways. But it will be a question that you will be facing. It's a decision you will be facing. So that was your reading, Gemini, and I hope that you're staying safe, you're healthy, you're happy, and I wish you love and light for the rest of the year. Stay tuned for your Valentine's